Morning, everybody. So, sorry, I'm trying to close my window. I hate eavesdroppers. Anyways, I had a really cool meditation last night. By the way, never think that a meditation has to be a certain way, or it has to be always a peaceful solitude, non-moving experience. um, Especially if you're on a road of unlocking a divine feminine. I can't speak for a divine masculine, but a divine feminine awakening. It can be spicy. Yeah. Just keep in mind, there is no rules. There's no right or wrong. There's no, it has to be this way or that way. Everyone's experience will be individual to them. Yeah, so just keep that in mind, okay? It was cool though, because I really like to see patterns, right? It's kind of my thing. I love patterns. I love seeing patterns in the bigger picture. I'm really good at going back and seeing my own patterns. And my higher self showed me some really cool stuff about myself and why certain things had to progress the way they did for me in my journey. I also know now what needs to happen next. Yeah. But it's kind of like those things where when you're surrendering, you really have to just trust that it's all going to work out in the proper divine timing, right? I mean, think about it. I remember I used to have a huge following, not huge, but I used to have a decent following on Facebook years and years and years ago. And I remember getting inundated with message requests and sometimes friend requests. And at first I was trying to be nice and accept them all and talk to everybody. And I finally reached a point where it was like too many, so I just started ignoring them. But then oddly, like one or two people would stick out. And I remember there was two people specifically that I found in my message request. I hate that part of Facebook, like on your personal profile where you go into the messages and you can't see messages, but then you go into the message requests and they're like, oh shit. Because I was actually getting messages I actually wanted, and I didn't even realize they were still in the message requests, because you just too many, right? There's too many of them. You don't want to go through it. Anyways, long story short, if you've been hoping someone would reach out to you, maybe this is your call to go check your message requests. But yeah, so it's been interesting for me to see the pattern and seeing how everything has a purpose. Like literally every single thing had a purpose. And it brought me to the point where I'm at now. And so that I can know what I need to do next. And this is the whole point of this video, is that part of surrendering, part of truly letting go is accepting that this is a game. And if you were playing this like you were playing a real game, what would you do differently? What would you be attached to and what wouldn't you be attached to if this was actually a game that you loaded into the PS5 or Xbox or whatever it is you play? What would you actually do differently? That's what I want you to ask yourself, because think about the people in life who are successful and having fun. Do you think that they take every little thing seriously? Do you think that they worry about what's going to happen next when something exciting and fun comes along that they really want to try and do? Or do you think they just go for it? Because when you're living in your excitement, when you're living in your passion, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come with challenges. It doesn't mean that there isn't going to be work involved. We all have our steps we have to take. But it does mean that you're not thinking about what people are thinking. You're not thinking about who's going to judge you or criticize you. You're thinking that this feels good. I'm doing it. And also, it's like when you do play game, I don't know if my gamers are out there, but I always loved it when I was playing the game and they would have like these surprise events and you would get like the special dungeon. And I used to hate it when I wasn't leveled up enough to go into the special dungeons, because that's where all you get the epic gear comes in. And that's like, you level up so fast, and sometimes you get like legendary, like beyond epic gear, right? And that's kind of what life is like. You're going along and you're surrendering, and all of a sudden you get like a surprise quest. It's like, hey, click to accept. You can either accept or not. Choice is yours. But if you don't take the risk, if you don't accept, someone else is going to be wearing that epic gear later, right? And you'll be like, that looks good. I wish I had that. So remember, it's a game. Remember, surrendering also is something you should be doing pretty much daily, because it's a choice every day we make to either surrender or not. And sometimes you hit the pause button. I mean, it's just, again, just like a game. Sometimes you got to stop playing and take a break because it's like, fuck, I'm tired. But then I usually find, like, especially if you have like a boss battle or something, it's those breaks that you get the epiphany, like, oh, I know how to kill him now. And then you're like, okay, let's do it. So don't be worried if you feel like you need a break. Definitely take a break. If you are a divine feminine and you find yourself having strange experiences while meditating, that is perfectly okay. Your higher self is showing you things. It's showing you things you need to know for your next level up. And it requires a full surrender of everything. And specifically to your divine masculine. Because it's the experience that you have to have before you can surrender completely to source. And it's a very vulnerable and a very earth-shaking sense of vulnerability that you have to go through. And because, you know, your twin flame or whoever your partner ends up being might not even be a twin flame, okay? Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be a twin flame. It could be a soulmate, or it could be just your person. I don't care what you want to call them. They could just be your person. But when you find that energy rising in you and you're feeling like you're stuck, you're feeling like you're stumped, it's because you've reached that point where without your person to do the next step, you're just not going to be able to level up without them, because there's a certain amount of vulnerability, of openness, acceptance that you have to experience in the 3D so that you can understand how to do it in the spiritual realm. And it's not for the faint of heart, yo, okay? This is not something you do if you're not feeling brave. Let me tell you. So, yeah. But remember, it's a game. The whole point of life is to play a game. So, you know, maybe go check your message requests. Maybe go on an adventure you never thought you would go on. Or maybe just chill out and have a relaxing moment because you need it. Because sometimes you have to pause the game and take a break. You just do. So whatever it is you feel like you need to do, whatever is tugging at you, that's what you should be doing right now. And remember, there's no right or wrong. The universe doesn't work like that. There's no good, there's no bad. All these things that we hold on to, these attachments, these ideas, are all man-made. They're not from source. It's all just 3D shit. Okay? So my message for everyone today is have fun, even while meditating. And to remember that sometimes those side quests are just the adventure you need to help you let go. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go walk my dog. Bye, guys.